Welcome to NEXTGames' Intense Ambuscade series, February 2025, against a summoner and their avatars. Now this is a good month for fairly easy hallmarks for everyone from new and returning players all the way to parties. So let's delve into what's involved this month and the different ways to take this one on while you watch the battle examples of me defeating it with my ninja on the normal difficulty, showing well-geared players what to expect, followed by my ninja defeating it on the easy difficulty using only ambuscade gear and weapons, and using no gear swaps or hard to get trust to show what a lesser geared perspective would be to take this month's run on. Now, first though, let's talk about key item acquisition. Now this month you need 1 to 3 elemental kills per run. Now the easiest and most reliable place I've found to get these is to home point warp to one of the islands in Ruan Gardens, which each has several elementals to quickly kill for your key item. Now, onto the run itself, which always starts off against only Ramuh being present. Now, as soon as the fight starts, he will gain a very potent shock spikes effect, which can last several minutes. Many players will be forced to leave these spikes up and have a very slow start to your fight, as you will more than likely get stunned at the end of every round of attacks, making it so your TP gain is slow and skill chains are near impossible to pull off. Now on most jobs, all you can do is try and get your damage in as efficiently as you can and wait for them to wear off. Now, if you are on Paladin, you can go ahead and dispel these shock spikes using Shield Bash and your Relic Gauntlets. Now, if you're on Blue Mage, you can dispel it with Osmosis. With Thief, you can use Aura Steal or Larceny. And you can also use your pets to dispel it if you're on Beastmaster, or you can try and use spells such as Bar Thunder and Runist Roll to try and mitigate the stun's effects. Now, this will also help with the many abilities that he will use that will stun the party during the fight. Now once the spikes are dispelled or wear off, the fight should go much faster. Try to get darkness skill chains in with Earth Magic Burst to speed it along as quickly as possible. Now Ramuh, being thunder based, will absorb all light based damage, so be sure not to use any magic or skill chains aligned with light. And that goes for all the avatars in this fight, so whatever it is they're aligned with, that's going to heal them, so you want to make sure that you use the opposite. We'll go over which elements you should use for each. Now shortly after 50% health, Ramuh will normally start spamming Volt Strike and continue spamming it for about a minute. Now the person who has hate will often have difficulty doing anything as they will be getting stunned constantly by it. So it'll be up to everyone else to push damage and get in as much damage as they can, as quickly as they can during this period, before he goes back to potentially stunning the entire group again. Now once you finally defeat Ramuh, a Bozetto Doppelganger will spawn along with a random avatar. Now you need to defeat all enemies that are currently on the battlefield in order to claim victory, and depending on the difficulty you're on, more avatars can spawn at timed intervals if the fight is not over. So keep this in mind when coming up with your strategy. Now on the easy difficulty, only one avatar is going to spawn, 3 on normal, 5 on difficult, and all of them on very difficult. Now the Doppelganger should be ignored until all currently spawned avatars are defeated, so let's start by discussing those. First, let's talk about Leviathan. Now he's often going to spam Spring Water to heal himself and any other current nearby enemies. You want to take him out right away using Light Skill Chains and Thunder Magic Burst. Next, Carbuncle is going to spam Healing Ruby for a considerable amount of healing, making it near impossible to kill him or other summons nearby if you can't put out enough damage quickly enough. Now you want to use Darkness Skill Chains with Ice Magic Burst to quickly kill him. Now Garuda can also cure everyone and herself using Whispering Wind, but often favors other abilities, so it's not quite as much of a challenge to take out as Leviathan or Carbuncle. Now just like with Carbuncle, you want to use Darkness-based skill chains with Ice Magic Burst on this one. Now Shiva will spam Sleepga, which in a trust situation won't be too much of a problem thanks to Sleepga's resistant trusts such as Yoran Oran, but it can be quite a challenge for parties and can often require the use of poison potions to deal with. To take out Shiva as quickly as possible, you want to use Light Skill Chains with Fire Magic Burst. Now Titan will often spam Stone Skin, which can slow you down a bit, but isn't as bad as the Kiraga spam previously mentioned with the previous enemies. Now you want to start using Light Skill Chains with Wind Magic Burst to take out Titan as quickly as you can. Now Fenrir and Ifrit are what's left, and neither of them are much of a challenge and thankfully can't cure anything. Use Light Skill Chains with Thunder Magic Burst to dispatch with Fenrir quickly, and for Ifrit use Dark Skill Chains with Water Magic Burst. Next, let's move on to the Summoner, the Bezzetto Doppelganger. They have a number of weapon skills that they can use, but none are really of any risk to you or the party. And they have very low hit points, so try to get your damage in on them as quickly as you can once they are all that is left. Now if you're extremely fast, or can stun them with something like the Absolute Terror from Blue, you can kill them before they use Astral Flow, but unless specifically planned for in your group, Astral Flow will almost always be used and you'll need to plan for it. When it's used, either Odin or Alexander will be spawned. Now if Odin is spawned, you must be healing at the time his ability goes off or you will be instantly KO'd. Now if Alexander spawns, then the summoner will get the perfect defense buff and the fight will take a bit longer. Now I recommend that everyone disengages as soon as they see the Astral Flow ability used, and then start healing. If Odin is spawned, they stay down in healing until the damage from the ability is received. Now if Alexander is spawned, just go ahead and get right back up right away and get back to killing. Finish off the summoner and the fight is won. So how do we contend with all of this? Well, for soloers, I recommend taking on the easy or normal difficulties and using a tank such as Arc EV to help tank and allow you to get your damage in. Then bring 2 Trust to haste cap yourself and 2 to keep you healed. Now on easy, take out the single avatar, and on normal, take out all 3 as quickly as you can using the notes already mentioned. Once you have them taken out, you can then take out the main summoner as quickly as you can. If you can do it quickly enough on normal, you should be close to killing the current summoned avatar when the new one is spawned. Now once all are defeated, focus then on the summoner, being sure to heal when Astral Flow is used and your fight is all but won. Now for parties, you want to focus on the 2 phases of the fight, the Rama phase and then the summoner phase. For the Rama phase, you want to try to have one of the jobs mentioned before to quickly dispel the shock spikes or bring jobs capable of buffing you enough to negate their effects. Once Rama is dead, you want to quickly kill whichever avatar was summoned, and then try to take out the main summoner before the second avatar is spawned. Now this can require careful timing and coordination of your weapon skills. Earth-based magic is also extremely potent on Ramu, so keep that in mind with your strategy. You will have to determine if your group is going to go all out and try and finish off the summoner before the Astral Flow avatar is summoned, or if you will take the time to heal and risk another avatar spawning due to the use of perfect defense. Now if you fail to take out the summoner before an ad spawns, it can be okay. Just quickly deal with the new ad and then try to take out that summoner again before the next one spawns. Keep in mind though that each summon that appears is just creating that many more issues for you depending on which is spawned, and on the very difficult difficulty, many of the abilities that they use are no longer trivial and can one-shot people. So the need to end the fight quickly after the summoner first appears is vital to consistent success. That's about all I have to go over for this month's run. Enjoy the second run, showing you how to take it on the easy difficulty using only Ambuscade, gear, and weapons. Have a great month everyone, we'll see you next time.